Welcome back to another episode of Hey Look, I Still Make Yu-Gi-Oh content. Today, I want to talk about one of the most irritating types of effects in our game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is almost notorious for what I like to call you just gotta know effects, where how a card's effect can't always be decrypted by simply reading the card. For example, targeting effects and similarly, targeting protection requires you to know that there's an entire library's worth of cards that don't say target and as a result, don't give a shit about targeting protection because Konami said so. Here's a video on that if you want. Another one would be inherent summoning, where you need to know that there's two flavors of special summoning, and some cards like the notorious Roach, no, not that Roach, yeah, that one, only hates one flavor, literally the source of all bug posts on Reddit. Haha, get it? Bug posts because he's oh wait, goddammit, never mind. So today, let's talk about my least favorite you just gotta know mechanic, which is effects imbued by summoning materials. Now, this type of effect works pretty much exactly how you would think. A pretty good chunk of Yu-Gi-Oh! Special summons involves taking multiple monsters and turning them into another monster. Whether it's human sacrifice, like tribute summoning, gluing them together like fusion summoning, or smashing them together in the Large Hadron Collider, like most of the other methods. Now, for some reason, Konami decided to design many situations where the ending monster's effect will change depending on what was used to summon it. But not all of them are built the same. So let's go through some examples and rank them based on how hard I think they would be for a new player to pick up. Hi, Serene's gonna ask you some questions, so go ahead and fill those out for me. Don't worry, I won't look. I knew it. For the easiest on the list, we got Ancient Gear 1 Bajillion Gajillion Tron Dragon, or any card that works like it. This monster needs 2 tributes to summon, and its gimmick is that you tribute summon it using 2 of the 3 gadget monsters, and depending on which gadgets are used to summon it, you get a small variety of different effects. Now, the reason this is our first entry and easiest to learn is that not only does the ending card say how it's affected by its summoning materials, but it's also nice enough, at least in modern day Duel Links, to gray out the ones that aren't being used. The rest of the effects on this list won't be so nice. Okay, the next least bad one I want to talk about is Psychic Tracker, or any effect that works similarly. When Psychic Tracker is used as synchro material, the monster it summoned gains 600 attack. Now, the summon card's effect won't actually tell you anything about what Psychic Tracker did to it, but luckily for us, the observant among you may have noticed the giant blue number on the card that indicates that perhaps something may have changed. In addition, you probably noticed that Duel Links is nice enough to flash Psychic Tracker for a second to indicate that something on the field is being changed by it. This part will be a common theme for this list. Next up, at number 3, we got the deck that I'm sure no one is sick of seeing in the year 2024, or 2019, and that deck is Stick and Chair. For the 3 of you who haven't spent 3 months playing against every Doom 1 player on the ladder, Stick and Chair is an Xyz archetype that makes 3 material rank 4 monsters. And of course, the summoned monster gains different effects depending on which ones were used. Now this is where we start to get into the you just gotta know territory. See, nowhere on this card does it actually mention the current effect. However, Stick's effect to blow up a card is immediate, which makes it pretty obvious. Chair doesn't have one, and Scale's effect isn't super invasive. Plus, worst case, the game is nice enough to tell you where this effect is coming from in the actual duel log itself. For the number 2 spot on this list, I'm gonna give it to Vendread Ritual Summoning. Vendreads are a zombie-based ritual deck that, like all the other entries, imbue the summoned monsters with effects from the materials. So why is this one so high? Well, these guys get quick effects. That's right. Hound Horde and Revenant both give quick effect interruptions to the card that's summoned. And while 2 effects isn't too hard to keep track of on one monster, once Vendreads get going, they can start to summon multiple monsters, each with different combos of effects, none of which are on the summon card. So if you weren't paying attention, you're gonna have to read some duel logs or get your cards blasted away mid-turn. The reason this isn't any higher is because the materials do need to be on the field to imbue their effects, which makes them much easier to track. Alright, let's do 2 quick runner-ups. First, we got BLS, not the Soul of Light and Darkness version. This one is incredibly similar to Vendread with the rituals, except one of the materials comes from the deck, if they're using Super Soldier Synthesis, making it even harder to know about it beforehand. However, it gets a pass because the effects won't surprise you on your turn like Vendread's, unless they play Demolisher of Rituals, in which case they can't get the good level 4 effects. My other runner-up is gonna be Infinitrack Goliath. This cute little excavator bot is a link monster that attaches itself to an Xyz as material. Now I'm gonna say, this is probably the sneakiest one, as this may be one of the only examples that doesn't flash the cards to let you know that it's imbuing an effect. However, the effect, Destruction Protection, isn't too crazy, and while the card doesn't directly alert you to its abilities, it does activate and attach itself from the grave, which should be a bit of a giveaway. Finally, for our number 1 spot, we got Bird Deck.
Look at all those chickens!
If you guys were sick of stick and chair, this one's gonna send you to the hospital. Lyrilusc basically has all the aforementioned features. Attack increases, effects on the Xyz monsters that are related to the materials, on summon effects from the materials, protection effects from the materials. Yeah, I'm so sick of this stupid ass brown bird. However, Lyrilusc has what I like to call more movement than the other decks. This is a deck that's summoning 2 to 3 Xyz monsters per turn, each with at least 2 summoned materials that aren't necessarily going to live forever on that card. Cards are being detached, added back to hand, or reattached to other Xyz monsters. And while it's technically as simple as remembering what things were originally summoned with, if you're like me and you spend the average Lyrilusc turn 1 trying to do your laundry or something, you will need to take a good hard scroll through the duel logs. And if you're a new player who doesn't know about targeting or imbued effects, this deck is gonna blow your fucking mind. And that's it. Personally, I think this is the most irritating mechanic in Yu-Gi-Oh! Especially as turns are taking longer, now you're forced to pay attention the entire time, since how things happen are somehow just as important as the ending board state. Now, Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't the only game that has this sort of mechanic. I think Magic has mechanics like Imprint, which works similarly, and Digimon is basically built around this mechanic. But Magic's version is only a slight change to the effect, and Digimon makes it pretty obvious what the underlying effects are. Anyway, if you disagree, or if I missed any special imbue effects that you want me to know about, let me know in the comments. I know there's a lot of cards that do this sort of thing, but most of them work pretty similarly to the examples from today. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I still make Yu-Gi-Oh! Content. I swear I made like 3 Monster Hunter videos and everybody thought I died, but I haven't. I did say I was gonna make videos for both. So here's another one. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you liked it, or you subscribed it, I don't know. Have fun. Bye.